get nuts! Come on, let's get nuts.
Hello.
Hey, John.
Yeah, how's it going? Come here. Do you
I
know
can't hear you. Can you
going
hear
on
me?
here, right? So underneath the screen, if you go to, go down to your mic, click beside your mic, okay? The little drop down arrow, and then you'll see microphone should be K66, and speakers should be different, basically. So I have like real tech or audio. Should be different, basically. So I have like real tech or audio. Because I can't hear you at all. You can hear me, yeah? Can you hear me?
John, I can.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm actually. I can't hear you through my
Thumbs up
phone.
there if you can hear
But
me. Okay, cool.
I can't.
So
I'm actually.
I'm going to share my screen here, right?
I can't hear you through my
And it
phone.
might
So I'm going to share my screen here.
share screen. Okay. Do. Entire screen. Yes. There we go. Okay. Can you see the entire screen here now? Okay, so can you see my tabs down here? Oh no, hold on. Okay. Right. Now you can see it, yeah? So, do you see down here the little mic? So when you hit the little arrow there, sorry, left click that arrow. Here is your microphone. That should be, you have the same one as me, so K66. That should be. And this one should be basically not K66. So if you have this set to speak or set to K66, you're not going to hear anything. Or I'm not going to hear anything. So you know what? You can't share, I don't think.
I can hear you now.
You have these little options here. You have this option.
Can you hear me, John?
No, can't hear you at all. Try pulling out the mic even. What in the name of Jesus going on? This is shite, isn't it? Hold on. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Lovely. The issue was with me, so.
Okay. Fuck's sake. Okay. Can you hear me?
Hold on now. You can hear me good, yeah?
No. When I plug in my mic, I can't hear you.
Yeah, because you have to set this mic. Yeah, look, fuck it, it's grand. Where are the mics?
All right.
What's the crack?
Jesus Christ. Okay, well.
9 minutes into the thing.
Luckily, nobody's watching anyway.
We've 4 people watching.
What'd you say?
5 comments. Oh, wow, what is this? A boy, John Murphy. Murph. A boy, John Murphy. Is this the Murph? Is that one of the lads I know? Okay, right. Yeah, so 2 fucking Egypts for Friday night to know how to work.
Oh my God! Like, how many drinks do you have?
I myself and myself and Roberta were blowing. If you ever heard of it, zero gravity there. So we've been drinking since 12, and it's 8:30 now. So we stopped around 8. Oh no, sorry, it's not. 11 now.
So you're well on it.
I'm not too bad, lad. I'm not too bad.
Okay.
What about you?
I've only had a couple, but I'm a bit of a lightweight these days.
Actually, no fear at all, kid. I'm going
So
to
what
try to show.
what were you telling me anyway about this Ed Gein fella, man? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's fucked up. I'm going to see if I can share the comments to the screen here. Show comments on stage. Yeah, I think. Can you see the comments there now as well on your page?
No, but I have a laptop here beside me as well.
Yeah, grand. I'll just check into. I presume it is live on YouTube now. Like, just
Yeah,
picking
it is. I'm
up.
looking at it. It's a
Come, I
few
can't see
seconds
it.
behind.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Ed Gein. So we were. Did you ever hear of him?
No, like you said his name to me, and I looked it up, and I saw there was a series about it as well. Is there?
Yeah. So there's been. I think this is the
Just give us the
third.
PG version, John.
I'll give you the PG because I know you're not. You're sound of mind. You're not like me. You're not fucked up. I'm just kind of like desensitized to all this stuff now. But no, I'm still obviously freaked out by it. Like, but I'm just like watching the screen, and I'm like. But anyway, there was the last series was about two twins. I think they were in California or someplace, and was it the Mendez brothers? And the first one was on Netflix from the same creators of the team was literally watching the Ed Gein doc now. Can you see the comments there now? Oh, sure, there's popped up here on the screen, lad. Can you see the comments there now on your screen?
Yeah. You know what, John? I think I need glasses. I can't fucking see this shit anymore.
I think I have them there now. So. Yeah, but anyway, okay. So, yeah, the first one was about Jeffrey Dahmer, and that was fucked up as well. So, just going into Ed Gein, right? So, Ed Gein, his whole story, I was always curious about it, but I just was too lazy to look into it, to be honest with you. It inspired many films, right? So, you have the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which is a big one, back in 1975 or something. And then there was, so what was it? Texas Chainsaw, Psycho.
Okay, yeah.
By Alfred Hitchcock.
Mm.
And then a film as well that I actually was, so I was aware of them two being influenced by it, but I wasn't aware of Silence of the Lambs. You watched that film, did you? So,
Yeah, a while back, yeah.
You remember Buffalo Bill? Remember he was a serial killer that they were
Oh
trying
shit,
to
yeah.
track down, and he was like dressing up as a lady, and
He puts on the lotion or some shit.
Yeah, and there's like this weird dance scene where he's like tucking his lad in between his legs, and he's just dancing
Let's
around.
block that out.
yeah. But anyway, what's good about this series, I think, is it links from the certain aspects of the Ed Gein story to the inspiration of these films, and it shows Alfred Hitchcock even talking to that actor that played the main villain in Psycho, or the main guy in Psycho. What was his name? He's an interesting character as well. The actor that played that Psycho. Oh, your man, what's the name of the character? So it was Bates Motel. Jesus, the head is gone for me now. Something Bates. What's your man's name? Norman Bates, Anthony Perkins. So he was. So there was a bit of him inside the series as well. So it was linking cool. It was linking well between everything. Alfred Hitchcock was in there, and then the director of Texas Chainsaw as well, and like he was kind of trying to basically change the horror scene and the movie scene and so was Hitchcock. And it was showing like that movie Psycho when it came out. I think it was in the late 60s, and people were coming out of the movie and they were vomiting and they were traumatized and stuff. And apparently as well, it's said that there was this lady that was watching it and she had a miscarriage watching the movie.
Jesus.
So, but thinking back even to the likes of The Exorcist, like myself from Roberta went to watch it there 2 years ago. I carried her to. It was actually being shown inside Limerick there by I can't remember. It was like a pop up cinema there, just off I don't know William Street. Found this shite. I was like, John, what are you doing? Why are you showing me this? And I said, this is supposedly one of the scariest horror films of all time, even to this day. And she just didn't find it one bit scary. But see, like,
Are you serious? Yeah. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, but look, the horror audience, like, if you're a horror fan, you're going to be desensitized to all this because you've seen all the CGI, you've seen everything in terms of extras. But back then, they didn't see anything like that.
Yeah.
So there's a scene of her, like, her head is twisted around, and she, like, when she's possessed, and the police comes in to try and, sorry, not the police, the priest comes in to try and work his magic and trying to work on the exorcism, and she says, "Your mother sucks cock in hell," and all this mad shit. And Joe, obviously back then, like in the 70s, it was a fair Catholic community, the Christian community, you know, it had a real kind of grasp on communities, especially in the Western world. So they weren't used to seeing this shit compared to nowadays.
Yeah.
So anyway, Ed Gein series, man, is fucked. That story is fucked. So this lad basically, he maybe he didn't say it in the series, but I think he was autistic to some degree, and he was very childish, and he had an obsession with his mother, and he constantly wanted to get her gratitude, and I suppose look for validation from the mother. And the mother was fucked up as well. Like the father, so her husband was a drunk, and she fucked him out of the house, and she was severe Christian. And she was saying to Ed, so she had 2 sons, and she was always saying to Ed, the women are the devil. Don't leave women be a part of your life. I will not allow that as long as I'm alive, kind of thing. And then he'd be saying, yes, mother, you know, just agreeing to her. And then the brother ran away, and he went off with some young one. And the mother was totally against that, whatever. Now, there's parts of this series that dramatize some events that people aren't sure actually happened. So what we know for sure of the Ed Gein story was in his house. So the mother died. She got like what happened to her? She ended up getting I don't know. She got sick, but my head's gone blank. What you call that thing when you get a stroke? She got a stroke, and she died not long after that. And he was there by himself in the house. And the brother died before, actually, the mother died, by a bushfire, apparently. But in the series, spoiler alert, it shows him just messing with the brother and hits him over the back of the head with a branch, and he accidentally kills him. He tries to cover it up then, and sets him on fire with a bit of bush.
But that didn't happen.
But see, we don't know.
Okay.
It said he died in a bushfire, and there was never. Back then as well, forensics weren't maybe as good as what they are now.
Sorry, what year was this?
This was back in the, I want to say, 40s. It was in around World War II.
Okay. And would that have been his first murder, or technically his first killing?
Well, his first one, maybe he could be linked to, even though he never admitted it, or it was never proven. The only murders he ever admitted to was the murder of this lady that worked in a bar. Now again, this is all taken from the series. I don't know how true it is. This lady that worked in the bar, apparently he was friendly with her. He shot her inside the bar, apparently. And then there's this other lady that he was seeing. She was like well older, like she was in her 50s, and maybe he was in his early 20s, 30s. And they were seeing each other, and I think things went sour, and he killed her apparently as well. So there are 2 cases, 2 ladies that he admitted later on, years later, that he actually murdered. He can't remember anything else. And the only thing that he ever admitted to then as well was digging up dead bodies from graveyards and cutting their skin off and basically using their skin as upholstery to furniture. So he'd use it as chair coverings, a lampshade.
Oh my God.
A lampshade, and it gets more fucked up. Masks.
Let's keep it PG for.
Yeah. I won't get into the ins and outs. Masks of people's head, people's faces. So there you go. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The main villain of that used to go around the place with a mask of a dead person attached to his head. And he had a strange obsession with his mother, and he used to dress up as a lady. He used to cross dress, and
Which like
Yeah,
something like that wouldn't have been too common in the 40s.
there you go as well. Like so, and then
That's
in the
just
series, there was this transvestite that was famous, and I think she was kind of in the public sphere in terms of entertainment and things. So she was getting a lot of publicity, and apparently he he really admired that transgender. Like he was a
okay.
man dressed as a lady. So he was under such suppression from his mother, and to not maybe involve himself in sexual stuff. And then what they say, like psychologists years later studying his case, that the reason why he used to put this obsession with females and their faces, maybe he was wearing the faces, and there was a full bodysuit of females that he'd attached together, he sewn together, and he used to be wearing it. And apparently, this is so performing a sexual act. He's inserting himself within the woman, yeah. But look, we're just calling straight up from what they're saying. But in this case, he couldn't do that because his mother had suppressed him, even in her death. She was subconsciously in him. He was schizophrenic as well.
Okay.
So he was hearing all these voices in his head, and he was hearing his mother a lot, apparently.
Okay.
And anytime he was even trying, I don't know, masturbate or something, whatever, she'd be like, "What are you doing? You're the devil, and the devil is getting you to do this and all this shit." And then he was like, "Oh, sorry, mother, sorry, mother." So then all that shit pushing him down made him to look another form of pleasure. And that's when he was physically putting himself inside a female body. And that's the best and most effective way he could have done it, he thought. But he never did trial. He was he was never stood in trial. He was never taken to trial because he wasn't seen as mentally stable, and he had schizophrenia, and he was in a mental institute for the rest of his life after that. It's fucked up. What else? I'm missing out a good lot of stuff there. Could someone throw things into the chat? Whoever's watching, we've only 3 people watching, but whoever's watching there. What else is there? Like it's your man that's we were talking about this. He's the main actor in that series. What is it, The Bikers?
Yeah, Sons of Anarchy. Yeah.
He does a good job, I think. Yeah, very good job. Like fucked up. Now, inside the series as well, they get into they say that he got into necrophilia, so he was like having sex with all these dead bodies that he'd dig up, females from the graveyard before he started to cut them up, and skin them. But he never admitted to that. But they were saying, like psychologists were saying, that's possibly one thing that he did, but he maybe never admitted it.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's one thing about these dramatization series. Don't know how much is actually true. But that's fucked up. And then there was like other people that were like inspired. So I can't remember the name of the murderers, but like there was one of them.
Like real world murders.
Yeah, and they were inspired. They were sending him like basically fan letters while he was in his mental home, like, and yeah, it's fucked up.
When did he die?
He died when he was like 74.
Okay.
Oh yeah, so this other girl as well, right? This girl who was supposedly fucked up as well, but not fucked up to his level. She was always palling around with him, and she never admitted that they had like a loving relationship. She only admitted that they buddied around and they were kind of pals for a while. No, he was always described as a quiet kid, a quiet boy around town and harmless and stuff. You know, he was a farm boy.
Right.
Sorry. And he had just love for his mother, and they were saying, he's so harmless, he won't harm a fly.
Right.
And this girl, anyway, in the series, it went into the side that she was basically having a relationship with him, and she kind of knew what he was at, and he was admitting bits and pieces to her, and she was entertaining it. And like there's one part in the series where so he tries to like have sex with her, basically. Lose his virginity to a living person,
Okay.
right? And he says to her in the show, I can't do it, because mother, I can't do this. Mother's watching me, she doesn't agree with it. And he was thinking then that his mother was still alive, and he was storing her dead body upstairs and sitting her in her rocking chair. By Rob. We're on about Ed Gein here, lad. Fucked up on Netflix. So his mother was basically still alive in his eyes, and he was keeping her. He dug her up from her grave and kept her up in her room in the rocking chair. And he'd like, if he was downstairs, he'd roll upstairs. He was like, "What did you say, mother?" And all this weird shit. Like, so this is the schizophrenia kicking in again. So yeah, what am I getting at there? Oh yeah, so then right, he says the mother's reason he doesn't want to lose her virginity to the girlfriend, let's say. But then after a while, he gets up a bit of courage again, and she comes over or something. She makes a move on him, and then he goes, "Oh, I can't do it. I can't do it. You're just too cold. You're physically too cold, or too warm. Sorry,
Too
you're
warm.
physically too warm." So then she jumps into a bath and puts in ice into the bath, and it just leaves it there in the show. But again, this isn't stuff that's actually proven. This is stuff that's insinuated.
Yeah.
And she put herself out into the public. I looked a bit into her. She wanted to gain a lot of attention from this. And she was putting it like, oh, he was a freak and stuff. And I always knew there was something wrong with him. And I never have associated myself really. It was only earlier on in the early years, we were only pals, and I pulled away from him kind of a thing. But he was admitting then that there was more than that going on in interviews down the line.
Yeah.
Now it's hard to actually find interviews and footage of his interviews, but you can come across a bit of it. There's a few documentaries. I haven't looked at them, but the series is fucked up, like.
But like, do you know, like you're telling stories there now, like the ice bath, fucking, for example, right? And let's say that didn't happen, okay? As fucked up as Ed Gaines was, whoever made that up is sick in the head. Do you know what I'm saying? And I wonder sometimes about like some of the horror movies that are out there, like even like the kind of the what do they call them? Like the lower budget ones, even. But like there's some like really disgusting ideas that some guy penned and then handed it over to somebody else who said, "Yeah, let's make that a movie." And it just seems like if I wrote. Do you ever see a movie? This movie kind of disturbs me. I watched about a half an hour of it, but it was called The Human Caterpillar. Did you ever see this?
That is fucked up. That is fucked up.
Yeah. So like when I watched that, I watched about 30 minutes of it. Probably, it's like I feel sick thinking about it. It's just fucked up, right? But I started thinking about the guy who wrote that, and like if somebody came along and handed you that script and said, "I wrote this, tell me what you think," like you want to get the fuck away from that person for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, that's that. I watched. There's 3 of them films, The Human Centipede, and
You watched all 3 of them, did you?
I didn't know, lad. It's years since I watched it, and I started watching the first one. I had to turn it off, and I was like, "This is fucked up."
Yeah. Awful stuff, like.
But then, like, anytime any of these horror directors are questioned, look, and they're saying, "Do you not think this is bad for society? You're giving people ideas of how to kill people, basically." And then they're like saying, "No, we're not, because most of the time these killers are caught in the movie. So it's not beneficial to any potential serial killer or whack job, because they know eventually they're going to get caught." But then you could argue that, okay, now they know how these serial killers are caught in the movies, they're going to change up and they're going to learn from their mistakes in the fictional world.
Maybe,
you know?
Yeah.
And no, it's fucked up. Like that Jeffrey Dahmer one was another one. Like he was a gay, and he was like bringing back lads from nightclubs, and he had this strange obsession with the Exorcist as well, The Exorcist 3. He had a strange obsession about it. Hey, Katie's on his own. How's it going, Kelly? But yeah, we're talking about fucked up shit here tonight. Yeah,
Claire texted me there a minute ago and said she's turned off now. She can't watch it.
Yeah. No, it's a good series. That game, the Jeffrey Dahmer one is another one. But like, he'd roofie them in or something, and then he'd chop up their bodies, like, and there'd be a smell from his apartment, and a few of his neighbors, one lady in particular, she actually reported him, and then anyone that went to check it out, he was saying, "Oh, sorry, it's just some gone off meat. I'll throw it out," basically. And there's a scene in the series, I actually checked it up. I think it was bullshit. It never actually happened. But again, all part of the dramatization of something. You don't know what is real and what isn't real. And in the series, after all her complaining, he came in all lovely about it, and he goes, "Hi," we'll call her Mandy. "Hi, Mandy. I just brought you some, just a bit of a peace offering here, just a sandwich." And she started eating the sandwich, and sure, it was human meat, like she didn't realize it. But like, his whole thing was, when he was caught, he was saying, it was just so, I know I had a problem. I tried to stop. I couldn't stop. I know it's totally wrong what I was doing, but it was just too easy for me to get away with it. And there was one case where he brought back this young lad, and he was like 16 or 17, and he tried to roofie him. And the guy, that kid, escaped Jeffrey's apartment and ran out to the street, and cops were there. And Jeffrey was saying something like, "Oh, it's only one of my buddies. Is after a bit too much drink tonight." And the cops basically said, "It's okay. Look, just mind him. Look after him." And left, didn't even look into it. And I think they were questioned. They were investigated after that. That was true. But he was murdered inside in jail as well. I think someone murdered him with like a barbell or something like that.
He didn't last long anyway in jail, I don't think.
No. Sure, the same thing would happen to Ed Gein. I think he was bait up inside the mental institute, I think, as well. And then there's this lad, John Wayne Gacy. I didn't look too much into him. He's fucked up. He used to dress up as a clown and go to kids' parties and stuff, and he used to be murdering.
See, that's a construction worker or something, or he own a construction business.
Possibly, yeah.
No, I might be getting mixed up with another guy who was fucking burying guys in his basement. There was a serial killer who he would take young fellas in, like, to work on his sites or whatever, and then he'd kind of like, guys who were like nearly drifters or whatever, and then he would invite them back to his house for dinner and kill them and fucking bury them in his basement, I think.
Yeah, I'm going to share it down to the screen. I'm just going to show John Wayne Gacy. Yeah, he was an American serial killer and sex offender who raped, tortured, and murdered at least 33 young men and boys. And he used to dress up as a clown.
33, John.
Fuck's sake. He became known as the Killer Clown due to his public performances as a clown. 33 is a strange number, no?
Yeah, we've seen it a lot lately.
How many people did Jeffrey Dahmer kill? Jamie Vac, Jeffrey, their victim count. And
did you tell me before that Dahmer's father was kind of resisting this kind of shit as well, or something? Yes. He was kind of fantasizing about eating people as well, but he kind of didn't.
Yeah, so just there, he killed and dismembered 17 men and boys between 78 and 91, Jeffrey Dahmer.
So he's like 78 and 9, how long? 78 and 91.
Yeah. So in the show, that Dahmer show, the father, when he found out that Jeffrey was after what he was at, he kind of blamed himself that he didn't look out for Jeffrey and try and guide him away from his urges, because he felt he had them urges as well when he was younger. Only he fought them off. Mm-hmm. And now, then I heard as well that it wasn't documented or shown inside the series, but apparently he used to be, I don't know, sexually abusing Jeffrey when he was a kid. I'm not too sure about that.
It's more madness.
Was Dahmer abused as a kid? Jeffrey Dahmer's childhood was marked by emotional neglect, family dysfunction. Oh yeah, the family dysfunction was his mother and father separated. Like, come on to fuck. How many people have their parents now that are separated? Like, my parents were separated there when I was about 7 or 8. Like, does that mean I get a free pass to become a fucking serial killer?
It does not, John.
Do you know what I'm on about? And early
Yeah.
psychological red flags that shaped his path to infamy as one of America's most serial killers. Like, Rob, sure, what's wrong with bringing someone home after a night out? Yeah, that's grand, Rob, but like, don't be bringing back people and chopping them up, like, and serving them as sandwiches to your neighbours. But
Oh God. Yeah, this is good. This is good. This is a good conversation for the season that we're in anyway.
yeah, we've 2 people tuned in. So look, we had 4 tuned in, but so whoever's
Yeah,
sticking it
well,
out fair for us.
Sarah was watching a while ago, but you said too much, man. I told you keep it PG, but I mean it's about as PG as you can get with that kind of topic, I guess.
We all get hungry, lad. Rob, yes, cunt. But yeah, and then like what was that lad's name from Ireland? What's his name? The guy there, he was murdering women above in forestries. I was at one lady, and remember he went to jail, and then he got out, and he went over to England. This is maybe about 15 years ago.
Jeez, I don't remember that. Remind me.
Trying to remember his name now. You'll know this man's name the minute you hear it. Irish. How do you say it? Killer? Irish, forest killer. That might make sense now.
Forest killer.
Yeah,
Okay.
that doesn't. No, that doesn't.
No.
This lad, he was a ginger lad. Not that I'm saying that. No, I'm just fixing.
Okay. Were his parents separated?
His parents are separated, so he's okay. I know, what was your man's name? Everyone was fucking. It was a household name. Back when it happened. Back when it happened, he was a household name. Like, he was just Irish famous killer. Okay. This is retarded now. It's gone out of my head now.
I'm gonna get
about 2010 or something.
Hang on a second.
20...
Keep looking.
Irish. Can anyone help us out here in the comments? Who's the sponsor for tonight's show?
Saul.
Good old Saul.
That's it. They didn't give us enough.
Lads, this is wrecked my head. Okay, I'll have to get up.
Am I gonna have? Will I look this up as well? Will I?
Yeah, do. Like, just look up famous Irish. Like, I don't know if he's even a serial killer, but he killed this girl in the forestry anyway, and he raped her in the forestry, I think. Some forestry. Famous case in Ireland. See, this is where critical thinking goes out the window now, because I'm using fucking Grok here and AI to find out something that I should know. Famous case in Ireland of man that murdered and raped.
Okay. Jeffrey Evans, John Shaw.
No.
I don't know, John.
This is going to drive me mad. Larry Murphy.
Gary Murphy.
Larry Murphy.
Larry Murphy. Okay, go on. Tell us about it.
Okay, so I just told it to concise. Larry Murphy kidnapped, raped, and attempted to murder a woman in Wicklow Mountains Forest in 2000. Jesus, that long ago. He was convicted in 2001 and he got 13 years, but was released in 2010, sparking outrage. As of 2025, he's now in his 60s, remains a fugitive-like figure in public consciousness. He's living low profile abroad. Yeah, and apparently the whole thing was highlighting flaws in the parole system, basically. Yeah, Larry Murphy. Do you not remember Larry Murphy's name everywhere?
No.
The poor, okay, Rob is on about, did you talk about the poor man from Kinmare there recently, you know?
I saw him again the other day.
What's the story there? I don't know this now.
The guy, it's the one about the farmer that was murdered, and they were trying to pin it on the American fella.
She's you've seen this American lad a good few times.
I saw him about 2 weeks ago, and I won't say where, but I was down in Kerry. I saw him walking down the road. I've seen him 2 or 3 times now. So obviously he's not a suspect. Or
well, go on, give us a gist of the story there, because I'm not really clued into it.
the story was this fella went missing. Do you know what? I should know more about it, but this farmer went missing, and hadn't been seen for a few days. They went searching for him and searched the farm. Couldn't find him, and then they arrested this guy who I think, as far as I know, he's in the country illegally, but he's an American, and he had been working as a farmhand or something for this fella. And so he'd been arrested and he was being questioned, but they let him out. But there was a lot of talk that they were trying to frame him or something. And then sure enough, it's dark enough now. It's awful actually. Like, but what's the name of the thing where they fucking hold all the silage or whatever?
Oh, silage pit.
Yeah. So they originally said they searched that. That was apparently searched on day one.
Oh, the slurry pit was it maybe?
The slurry pit, yeah.
Yeah.
And they searched it and found nothing. And then, sure enough, about a week later, something, I think a nephew of his fucking he was inside in the slurry pit, and he ended up getting sprayed out onto the fucking out onto the fields, and whoever killed him had chopped him up.
That's right. Yeah.
And now we don't know any more about that. As far as I know, I haven't looked into it in a while. Like, but there isn't any talk about it. Sorry,
a piece of his flesh was found. Oh no, sorry, the tank when he was so the pipe where the slurry is sprayed out of out the back, that got stuck, and then he went to clear it out, wasn't it? And he found a bit of flesh inside it.
Yeah, I don't know the gory details, but that's just the gist of it anyway.
Probably no. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's meant to. It's just like it's kind of has to be said, like, but
it's fucked up. Like,
it's a wild one, like, and again, and they haven't arrested anybody. Your man's still walking around, Kerry, like, and.
But what was the case? So what was the crack there? Like, he took him in.
I don't know. I think they were trying to maybe. Look, let's not make any assumptions. Let's just say he was arrested because he was a suspect, and maybe they suspected him or officially suspected him because they didn't have any other ideas. And maybe this guy, he's in the country illegally, he's working here illegally, maybe, and so maybe he's not. Maybe he's up to no good or something.
Yeah, look, it's hard to know. Like, until leave the cops do their investigation and stuff. Look, eventually stuff is found out, but it's very sad. Like,
nice.
I'm kind of looking up here cases, just in relation there to what we're talking about, and the famous one we didn't touch on there either was Ted Bundy. That was addressed in that series with Ed Gein, and the thing about Ted Bundy was, like, I remember there was a film on Netflix a couple of years ago. Zac Efron played him. And
what was it called?
It's about Ted Bundy. I don't know. I can't remember the whole title of it, but so apparently, his whole thing was he was a good-looking lad, very, very. He had a great personality, and he had a great way with women, basically. And he used to pick up college girls and stuff. But then he's very charismatic. He was actually a law student, and he confessed to over 30 murders of young women. across America. And the way he'd lure him in then was just with his charm. And he'd like used to fake injuries and things.
I was going to say that, and isn't that something that they copied from that character in The Silence of the Lambs, Buffalo Bill? I think he did the same thing in one of those scenes where he gets the girl into the back of the van.
Yes, spot on. Yeah. And then how he used to kill him was he'd be like he'd strangle him, or he'd basically stab him, and he had this obsession with. I think he used to like have sex with the corpses, and then cut off their heads. And now in the series, it said that he used a Stanley hacksaw. Apparently, it gives a clean cut. Again, fucked up details like. He escaped custody twice here. I'm just looking up as well.
Did he? Yeah.
Like again, that's just showing like how incompetent, at times these law enforcement have been. And he was executed in '89.
Electric chair, I think, was it?
Say it again.
Was it electric chair?
Must have been, yeah. So he was actually, he preceded Jeffrey Dahmer.
He preceded Dahmer, did he? Okay.
I think so, yeah. So he's in the 70s as well, and Dahmer was in 78 to 79, or 91, sorry. And he was killed in prison in 1994.
Okay.
Again, that case was kind of raised questions about police negligence as well, like, just about that story with the kid escaping, and then to be told, oh, look after him, Jeffrey, don't leave him down like that. Out himself. And there's this other case now as well. It's tell me about Harold Shipman in the UK from, I presume,
the doctor.
Active between 1975 and 98. He killed an estimated, can you guess how many?
I'll stop.
250 plus elderly patients.
Oh my
with
God.
lethal injections, and most of them were women.
Oh my God.
Abused trust as a GP, deaths initially seen as natural, delaying detection. He was convicted in 2000 for 15 murders, sentenced to life, and then he died by suicide in 2004. So then again, that exposed vulnerabilities in the medical oversight and trust in professionals.
Jesus.
Now, here's another one, known as the Butcher of Rostov. His name is Andrei Chikatilo. He was active in the Soviet Union between 1978 and 1990. He killed 50 plus women and children, often with extreme brutality. He evaded capture due to Soviet denial of serial killers caught via surveillance. And he was executed in 1994 after a high-profile trial. And again, that highlighted the systemic issues in Soviet policing and societal repression. Another case here, never heard of this lady either, Eileen Wuornos in America between 89 and 90. So she had 1 year of activity. She killed 7 men while working as a sex worker, claiming self-defense.
That's your one monster, isn't it?
That's her, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, Charlize Theron, isn't it?
Yes, I think you're right. Because that rang a bell. 2003. Yeah, spot on. Yeah. Like it literally says it here as well. Yeah, portrayed in the monster film. Boy, Niall, you're on the ball. Another fella here, Pedro Lopez, Colombia, Peru, and Ecuador in 69 to 80. He was known as the Monster of the Andes, confessed to over 300 killings of young girls across South America, and he was targeting vulnerable indigenous children. And he was released in 98 after 18 years.
Released?
His whereabouts was unknown then, releasing or raising fears of reoffending.
Jesus.
Like
there was a lot of talk, like a lot of the things that you said there when you were describing the other serial killers, they kind of parallel with the theories then about Jimmy Savile, and him being a serial killer and fucking things like necrophilia and this kind of carry on.
I didn't hear of him being. I never heard of him being
Yeah,
linked to the serial
it
killer.
was. I should have asked Thomas Sheridan about it actually the last time we were talking, or the time we were talking to him. But yeah, he had a theory about it, and he felt like the Yorkshire Ripper had an accomplice, and he thought the accomplice was Savile, and that in fact maybe Savile was the main architect of those killings, and that they pinned it on this fella. I think his name was Sutcliffe.
Yeah. I've heard you mention him before.
Yeah, and there's pictures of Savile photographed with this fella Sutcliffe, introducing him to Frank Bruno of all people. Do you know him, the boxer?
No,
He
go
was,
on.
he was a heavyweight. He was a world heavyweight champion, British boxer, back in probably the 80s, I think, late 80s, early 90s. But yeah, Savile, it was one of those weird things, where Savile had access to hospitals and stuff, and children's hospitals and things like that. You hear these stories that he's his own room in the hospitals and stuff. He was also given access to the prison that this guy Sutcliffe was in as well, apparently. But he had access all areas. But there was talk that he was involved in necrophilia then, and stealing trophies and stealing jewelry off dead bodies. He was talking about some ring that he was wearing that he'd stolen off a dead body that he wore then on while hosting Top of the Pops later that fucking day or week. It's really dark stuff.
What was so mad about that, and we've talked about this before, like, is how BBC, they really, really, really risked their reputation just for one person. He wasn't the CEO. He was on a popular TV show.
He was their highest paid. At one point, he was the highest paid radio DJ employed there, and the highest paid TV presenter employed there, I think.
And he was friendly with. Was he friendly with Prince Charles? And
by all accounts, he was like I was researching it before, like, and they were saying that officially he was so close to Prince Charles. He was Prince Charles' best friend, and according to the papers, when Charles, around the time that Charles and Diana were having marital problems, that Jimmy Savile was in there trying to help them, that he was acting as a mediator or something to help them through their marriage problems. So this is how close he was to the royal family, And there's loads of stories, like there's loads of interviews of him, like on, I think there's one on Parkinson or something, and he's talking about like fucking around in the palace and stuff, and bumping into the prince, and just acting like a fellow who had the run of everywhere, and he was just given a pass for all the wacky behavior.
And it's mad because, like, now you have social media nowadays as well. So if anyone goes out of line, really, it's just straight away within the next couple of minutes or an hour, it's out everywhere to see. Like, even there, let's touch base here on what happened there with Claire Byrne. Did you see who was it there that apparently gave her a gift that was caught on camera?
Oh, Pascal Donoghue, I think, was it?
Pascal Donoghue. What's he the minister for again?
I can't
Transport.
remember.
Wherever the fuck it is. To be honest, I don't really pay too much attention to politics. I pay attention a bit to the American one because I find it entertaining. But yeah, I don't know. Did he come out and say anything about that?
I think somebody suggested that all it was a book or something like that. It was like €50 worth of a gift, that it wasn't something special. But I don't know if that's true or not.
He's not going to be thick. You presume so anyway, and not.
I think, like, if we see something like that, we think it's kind of staged,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking up here. I don't think I could find anything of him actually coming out and.
What made you think of that?
Say that again.
What made you think of that story?
Just because the way that you said there, it just came to my head there about, like, the BBC and
Oh yeah, just covering for
Just
these fellas and yeah,
stuff like, and they just kind of covering up and things.
yeah.
You say covering up. Like Ryan Tuberty there, is he like the whole thing with him? Sure, he's with Live 95 FM now.
Brian Tuberty is.
I think so, yeah.
That's cool, is he? Fucking hell.
Yeah. Well,
And you
this is going back maybe last year, maybe 5 or 6 months ago. He was doing a show with him. I presume he's still doing it.
yeah. And Ray Darcy got the sack from RT. I heard people talking about it today.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, apparently poor Ray's upset.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. See you later. Tune in after the break. Thank you.
Okay, I haven't listened to that guy. I used to listen to him like years ago, but I haven't listened to him in about 15 years, to say. More.
Yeah.
Jesus, 20 years.
Yeah.
It's mad, actually. I think, it's funny. he kind of followed Ian Dempsey. When we were kids, this was before your time now, John, but there was a show on RT called Dempsey's Den. And Ian Dempsey obviously was the presenter of it and had Zig and Zag on it. Do you remember, those guys, Zig and Zag? Do you know Zig and Zag?
I have.
Yeah.
Of course.
And sorry. and then Ray Darcy followed him and it became the Den or whatever. But it's funny because I think that the same people that were watching Ray Darcy as little kids have kind of grown up listening to him now on the radio and stuff like that, And I think that guys like him and Ian Dempsey and these people who are fairly average. There's nothing really special about them, but I think they're kept there because they're so familiar, and people they kind of trust them. Do you know what I mean? So then when they'll always kind of toe the line. And Ray Darcy was very good at sort of acting like he was kind of like the common man nearly. Well, maybe not like the common man, but you understand, like he understood people and I think people.
Like everyday man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and he would play the role of not a pretentious guy, and he understood people, and he was very well meaning, and he kind of played this character, I think, and they use people like him then to manipulate the sheep that have been watching them for 30 years,
Yeah, no, come here. I actually, when I was growing up and watching him, I actually didn't mind Ray at all. I kind of enjoyed his mannerisms and things. A lot of people
Yeah,
didn't like
because that's it though. He's a likable character, He's inoffensive and even like when he has to disagree with people, he's still able to be agreeable and pleasant and polite and
yeah.
Do you know what? Like I remember at one time years back now, he had Bertie Ahern on the show, and he was just saying afterwards that like he kind of felt like he got. I think maybe people felt like he might have gone a bit easy and was very casual, very friendly and stuff. But then afterwards, he said, "Jesus, he's a fucking charmer." Like I feel, and he said it's like a McDonald's. He feels like as soon as you eat it, you're full, but 5 minutes later, you're hungry. And he said after Bertie left, he's like, there was a few things that he wished he'd said to him or asked him about, but he kind of. So I don't know, but hey, look, they paid him €400,000 a year. We don't have to feel too bad for him. Like he's all right.
Yeah, making a killing there. Like Bertie Ahern, Mario Rosenstock is brilliant at taking him off. I went to see him live actually in Limerick. It was in the University of Dance Hall there in the Wales a couple of years ago. I thought he's brilliant. And Roy Keane as well. But what was I saying there? I was saying something. Head is gone. I had a good point there and it's gone now. Did you ever look into Jack the Ripper much actually?
That's a very interesting one. Like there's a load of I've seen a couple of movies about it. There was one with Johnny Depp in it years back, I think. There's loads of theories, man. It is interesting. Like
he was never found, like, wasn't he?
No. And
but that was the time when there was no forensics and
yeah. But they would like there was clues involved in it, like they reckon he must have had some medical skills, whoever did it. There was sort of there was incisions made on the bodies that were like trained surgical and stuff like that,
He used to remove organs as well.
Did he? Yeah, and there was something like they found grapes on one of the bodies or something, and they were like grapes wouldn't have been very common back there back in the day there for normal people, I suppose. Just little
So
things. So there was a suggestion that whoever he was, he may have been connected, maybe very connected, and maybe very powerful.
back in them days as well, do you know what we actually seem to forget, and they don't show it in all these series. You're gonna laugh at this now, right? In all these like depictions of the old times of all these streets. What was one thing that was common and it's never really publicized in terms of what was there on streets that we don't have nowadays? What do you think it was?
Are you done with the lights?
Man, shit. Between horse shit and human shit, they used to cover the streets. And that's why they say, like, all these high steps going into buildings. That's why there's high steps. It's so that the shit won't go into the buildings, basically.
All right.
Have you ever heard that one?
No.
Yeah. Sure, think of it this way. No one had toilets. They'd shit into a bucket and throw the shit out the front window.
Like, are we talking like, okay, so what year is Jack the Ripper? This is like 18.
1888. I actually have a few facts here about him, right? So
Okay.
he was in London, Whitechapel district. So it was a very, I suppose, impoverished area. 5 confirmed murders. They were called the Canonical Five between August and November. His victims were Mary Ann Nichols, Annie Chapman, Elizabeth Stride, Catherine Eddowes, Mary Jane Kelly. All women were mostly sex workers, and they were killed with throat slashes and mutilation. And he always tended to strike at night. And yeah, there you go, like precision, kind of like a work fueling surgeon theories. No forensic texty, that was the issue. The police at the time, they relied mostly on witnesses and sketches and I suppose letters from the public as well, you know. There was apparently over 100 suspects, from doctors to royalty, but again, no convictions. And imagine that was some, we've all had the boogeyman story when we were kids that parents used to tell us if we don't behave. Imagine they were back then, like, fearing for your life as a woman. A real boogeyman in your midst, and you don't know, is he still active? Or what's the story like? That is just mad shit.
Yeah. And then for him, there was just five murders, and that was it. There was nothing else he was tied to, or was there any suspicions?
Say that again.
Was there any suspicions that he was tied to any more, or was that just it, the 5, and then it was done?
I'm going to check that out. Was he? But then again, you could have had copycat killers, like, and stuff. There's a couple. There's a brilliant movie there, actually. 7, it's called.
7.
7, yeah. And this
fucking Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt.
Is that the one I'm thinking of?
The one where
the 7 Deadly Sins, and your man is in. What wasn't he done? What was that guy's name? That actor, wasn't he done for
Kevin Spacey.
Sexual assaults and?
I think he was found
He got
innocent
over that,
in the end. I think so. I think.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't think he was guilty or found guilty. I don't know though.
But anyway, yeah, I was saying here about the Ripper, up to 6 additional murders, maybe. But see, there was different methods used, and there's no real evidence again, and a lot of copycat killers, they're saying. And then there was like fake letters going around saying that he claimed more victims, but a lot of them were hoax letters. But like, again, these could have been letters that were sent in by Jack the Ripper himself, trying to put him off their track.
Like, what's the story with serial killers now? Is there serial killers around now? People that they're looking for.
That's a good point there. Tommy's in the comments. Angela's Ashes was a great example of that. It was Barrack Hill in Limerick City. Did you hear that? Barrack Hill.
No.
What's Barrack Hill, Tommy? What was that? But go on, what are you saying, Tommy? Or Nilo, sorry.
Are there any serial killers now that they're looking for? Any wanted ones?
See, that's the fucking. But the scary thing about it, like there's kids and all going missing. There's people going missing.
Yeah.
Every day of the week.
Yeah.
And they're not. A lot of these cases aren't documented. Again, depends what
100%.
country you are, what area you are. Depends how much.
Jesus, John, like if you ever look up like missing people, and even in Ireland, it'll scare the shit out of you. Like, you know, like I came across a story a couple of years ago about 4 siblings that went missing, and there was just nothing. There was no follow up. There was no. They went missing from somewhere in Dublin. There was no. The media was very sort of vague. They went missing in Dublin. No. They were last seen somewhere. They didn't say last seen by who. You know, they were. It was very vague, and there was never a follow up about that. Just four siblings just gone missing. Like, and you think, like, Madeleine McCann goes missing, and everyone in the world knows it. So you have this idea that when someone goes missing, we all find out about it. But this, like, they're going missing every day. Like,
he just says Grok there, our buddy Grok. It's just a lazy way of researching. I was asking him here. I'm being very presuming here. I'm just calling Grok him, like. I suppose he's non-binary, isn't he?
don't misgender Grok.
What are your pronouns, Grok? Active serial killers apparently this year in US between 25 and 50, active worldwide between 100 and 250, and there's 20 to 30 known cases. It's down from the 1990s peak due to DNA and surveillance advances. Now, it's telling me about this Gilgo Beach killer. What was this? God. I'm going to ask him about this. Do you see the shit about the robots there now lately? Like, and this household robot, I shared it up on the Instagram page a couple of days.
Like a servant robot.
Yeah, they were showing him like doing household tasks. I'm telling you, lad, in the next 5 years or something, like we're going to be seeing this being rolled out.
Yeah. Musk was saying, you know, in 10 years' time, like the average person will have a robot assistant, kind of like the average person owns a car. You know, for like 20 years, $30,000.
They'd be paying, like, they could buy one there through some arrangement, like
you get financing for and this, Jesus, like I can understand, like, you know, they get you with the convenience of these things, and like the idea, like, okay, if you're getting old and you don't want to burden your family, it's like, wait, this thing will help me out, like, you know. But you know what else, John, and you know, I have a friend who loves to talk about this, but the sex robots are coming as well, John. People are going to be doing it with robots, 100%.
Yeah, but then we've talked about this before. Like, that's going to lead into
depopulation,
and that's already happening. There's some scientist. She's a lady that wrote a book about it, and about the taints and sperm actually decreasing, and they say it's because of the microplastics found in our actually leaking into our genetic makeup and over the decades, basically. Something that's happening.
We're gonna have to put on some robot jizz.
I looked up here about
robot overs. What?
This fella, the Gilgo Beach serial killer, Rex Heuermann, 62-year-old architect from Long Island in New York, married with 2 children, lived a seemingly normal suburban life while allegedly searching online for violent porn and serial killer news. Fuck. Accused of murdering at least 7 women, mostly sex workers, between 1993 and 2011. Victims bound, strangled, and dismembered. Jesus. And dumped along Gilgo Beach. They were called the Gilgo 4. He was arrested in 23 after DNA from victim hair matched his family. Charged with 7 murders. He pleaded not guilty. Evidence included burner phones, burlap ties, and home searches yielding victim-related clippings. And then Judge, so this is of September 2025, an update. Judge allows advanced DNA, whole genome sequencing as evidence. See, there you go. This is what wasn't available back then when Jack the Ripper was in action. And then in April, there was 2 more remains that were ID'd. Oh no, that actually weren't linked to him. What the fuck? Okay. Yeah. So I don't know. Did you ever watch the series? You probably didn't. And we'll finish up shortly because we're kind of over an hour. It's about a guy. He's a forensic, working on the forensic unit of a police squad over in America, Dexter, and he's actually serious.
Yeah,
and he's like an anti-hero. He takes out all these drug dealers and rapists and stuff.
Kills the bad guys. Yeah.
Right. Comment here. I think Jack the Ripper was a religious fanatic, like highly educated in anatomy. Sorry, but I think all his victims were sex workers. Yeah, that's right. That's Tommy there. Yeah, they were mostly sex workers. Where the story is based, they were the poor house at the bottom of the hill, and all the piss and shit rolled to their house. Oh, and not in. In
God.
Yeah. Picture them times. Fucking hell, the stuff we take for granted now. And what we have over here,
there's no proper sewage system where you are, is there? They bust it out, don't they?
That's the Burj Khalifa, that building that we went up. It's how many stories? It's like 50 stories high, maybe more. No, way more.
So it has no sewage system.
No, I seen that there a couple of years ago. Like that was built in 2012. So truckloads of shite have to be transported every morning from the building.
Shit truck drivers. Shit road truckers.
Noel, they have a thing. What they have here in the jacks here, right? It's mad. Beside every toilet, lad, you get one of these fucking ass hoses, I call them. I don't know what the proper term is. So basically, if you hose your ass, it's the best thing ever.
Assholes.
In your ass. An ass hose. What's the proper names in them? Not bodegas. It's a proper toilet. It's a toilet and you have the hose beside it.
Make a video tomorrow, the next time you're in there.
This is for educational purposes only.
Oh my God. Are you going to get it up on the screen?
No, I'm just finding out what the name of it. Asphalt name used in toilets. We're going to leave it on that. That's it for tonight. In Dubai, what's it called? An Instinja hose is essentially a bidet integrated into the toilet setup.
A bidet?
A bidet, sorry. Yeah.
Sorry. Okay.
What the fuck did I say? Bidet. The user can control the water jet to accurately rinse the intimate areas after using the toilet. The water washes away all the traces of dirt and impurities.
Wow. So we started with serial killers and we just finished on that for some reason. We're getting into the Halloween season now.
The people would be rightly shitting themselves.
Oh, fucking hell.
But
Tommy, it's been Tommy only came in at the end there, but we'll do another one in a week, John, because it's been 2 weeks. It's too long, bro.
Yeah, we'll have to keep it. Yeah, we will. Yeah, that was just a little quick one I wanted to talk about there tonight, just with Ed Gein and a couple of different serial killers in that series on Netflix. Check it out. But it is fucked up, but check it out. I think it's a good watch. And as well, we have a guest next week, Wednesday. Don't forget that.
What time is that, John?
So we'll record it and we'll release it. I think it's 7:30. I must double check. From Mythical Ireland on YouTube.
That'll be a good one.
Yeah, that'll be very good. He's a lot of footage, a lot of content online, and seems like a lovely lad as well. So, it's good to see. Look, it's all great to talk about conspiracy and all that stuff as well, but it's good to kind of, I suppose, open up the minds to, I suppose, stuff that's going on back home as well. I suppose, and kind of look at the historical aspect as well. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
different kind
cool
of
shit. Yeah.
So yeah, that's Anthony Murphy. That'll be on with us next Wednesday. So hopefully that'll be released. I'll release that. I'll edit it there and share it on Thursday. So that'll be a good listen. Yeah. Anything else? I suppose.
No, my dinner just arrived, John.
Oh, go on. We'll wrap it up. So,
All right.
Tommy, ask him about Locker and the battle with St. Patrick's out there. We will, Tommy.
100%.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a picture of that and let it my notes.
Locker, have you been out there, John? It's a fucking unreal spot. I love it.
Locker in
It's out near Bruff.
Out in Bruff, yeah, I've been out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen the little settlement area as well. It's cool.
Yeah, they got the largest stone circle in the world there as well, or at least in Ireland anyway, I think. But yeah, it's nice. It's cool.
Yeah, it's class. I was out there a few times with a kayak as well.
Where are you? Yeah. Some spot.
Supposed to be a great spot to go to sky watch or star observing and stuff.
Is that right? Yeah. Okay.
Never done it.
Yeah, they got that. Yeah.
Go on,
All right,
enjoy
man.
your and sure, yeah, we'll chat tactics.
I'll talk to you tomorrow, man.
Right.
Tommy,
Take
if you're
it
still
hand,
listening, I'll talk to you tomorrow too. Sound, lads.
Cheers, Tommy. Sound for tuning
Bye,
in.
Johnny. Good luck, bro.
Look.